Welcome back to part 2 of What If Zuko was or had the power of multiverse. So so we're this let's do a recap. So basically Zuko got picked on by his and got bullied by his family and friends. Like basically they didn't really mean to. And at age of 7, Evan Zuko decided to run away from his home, and he walked into a cave and stumbled into that, and then he got special powers. He was born with infinity and zero, so it chose him. So the negative parts, he went through the entire multiverse, and yeah. So then he saved everyone from the villains at UA or USJ. He attended at sports festival. He watched the entire fight thing, and the Zuko got picture with everybody, and so then they got then a skip to Ochako and Pony and Pro Hero got kidnapped after they walked into a dark thing into a cave. And yeah, as turns out, the monster was actually an old friend of Ochako's and Pony's the entire time. And yeah. So then Zuko ends up explaining it all of how he came to this cavern, and he created, or actually the stone, or no, the stone chose him and all that stuff. And so he wasn't a bad monster. He was actually, he just did the cage around and or upside down, and the exit thing. So now they escaped. As Ochako asked, so now we are now at the part. So now Ochako asked Zuko to come with them to get some medical help. Or training with it. As he says, no, it's, I have one thing to do before I turn myself in. You know the Quark Doctor, right? Yeah. What about him? As the pro hero says, yeah, what's about him? He, in some alternate universes, He lied to me. So I'm going to get my revenge on him. If I have to even go beyond killing him. As she's like, as he wants to show them the memory of why. Because when he was in the metaverse, like he was not really physically there. He was like a ghost inside of his. So he went inside, like Doomsday's body, and told him that my Zuko or my Inko is still alive. Him. As that got the attention of Doomsday Zuko's, and so he says, "Do you want me to kill him for you? If he does it to someone else?" So, yeah. So then Zuko ends up telling Ochako that he needs to doesn't let anyone get it happen to him, or how will I put this? He doesn't want the Quark Doctor to end up killing anyone. Like of course, as he gives both or all three of them a hug, as he says he doesn't want it to happen to them, as he is tearing up, as something tells him, as he passes what he means, as they both, like, all three of them hold hands, and so he taps on one of the foreheads, and it showed him a darkest future that they ever seen. There's blood everywhere, dead bodies everywhere, as they're terrified of who has done this. As Zuko was in his, we're in my alternate world. Blame me. Or specifically, blame Zuko from this world. Come with me. As he flies, as they both flew, or all three of them, and they saw what he means. As that's the same creature that you took form of to help us. Yes, but in this alternate reality is pretty dark. Reality. Because people like us, So the Quark Doctor in this alternate timeline, as he snaps his fingers, as it went to the beginning, the birth of the and they saw a Quark Doctor shot his mother and tortured him all the way to 15. Yeah. As Ochako and Pony and Pro Hero Shieldman, or Shield guy, was tearing up as they could not believe the trauma that you had to go through. Yeah. But may I ask, what happened to my alternate version in this world? If I told you, would you believe me? After my Zuko, Doomsday Zuko was born, got created. As he went on a rampage, he went to UA, slaughtered all of you, ripped most of it. Was horrifying. I still get haunted by him. You guys from that alternate world. As they could not believe. And so Shield Hero and Pony and Ochako agreed that you're not going to do it alone. No, you're our friend. As Ochako says, that you're a friend. We care about you. As he looks that way, because he knows that that little silly prank thing caused that. So he promised himself that if anything he doesn't, so don't do anything too stupid, okay? As Ochako, Shield Hero, and Pony walked away. After they got hugged by Zuko. As Pony still traumatized. Basically for Zuko. So basically, yeah. Zuko ends up so traumatized. As Principal Nezu, or the Shield Hero, had some report to come in to the government. And of course, lucky for Nezu, he was in it. So the Shield Hero explained that it wasn't a real monster, it was one of the kids that had a quirk as one of them. No, the actual power to You know that stone, the one that it has its own wheel to choose a right host to give the power to? Yeah. Well, Zuko was this kid's, and as he shows the picture of what Zuko looks like, this kid is the man, and there's as one of the says, okay, tell us what we saw. We went, or he told us a full story, but the he also showed us the one of his alternate versions of himself, and he made a promise to Doomsday Zuko to to kill the Quark Doctor because and all for one. What do you mean? Well, based off of what I heard from Zuko, the Quark Doctor might be the menace to society. If he's a menace to society, what do you mean by that? Well, based off of what I have reached, or when he told us the story about the backstory of Doomsday Zuko, that tells me that the Quark Doctor is requiring the kids to become Nomus things. I believe that Kirigiri is one of them. The Cloud Boy is Kirigiri. The Kirigiri is Cloud Boy. So wait, you're saying that yes. So, and if we don't hurry, Zuko will that's his kid's name, Zuko. And so Ochako is still traumatized so Bakugo asked him or her, like, what did you saw? Oh, not much. But I did see one of our old friends. Do you remember Zuko? That quirkless guy? Huh. Yeah, how has he been? Pretty good. But he's suffering from as he tells him, or as she tells Bakugo that he's suffering from the quirk, or the having too much power. Wait, I thought he didn't have a quirk. He doesn't have a quirk. He has a power. And the power that he has, he was actually born with infinity and zero. As Class 1A wants to hear her, as they sat down and they're like, go ahead. Well, after anxiety, like he heard that we were pulling a prank on him on us pretending to date, like me, and this is what Ochako is saying. Me and Class 1A became Pony pretends to date Bakugo. Oh. So that kind of pushed him over the edge, and yeah, because then he ended up stumbled into where the stone was at, and Zuko gained powers of the metaverse, but one in particular, as Ochako starts shaking, like her hair, what did you see? As Bakugo is like, okay, if something scares you, go ahead. Well, there's this alternate universe where he promised one of his alternate versions of himself that blamed the Quark Doctor in that universe. Okay. Just picture in your head bunch of dead bodies. Picture in your head the entire city full of dead bodies. Yeah, it was terrifies me. And can you make mannequin dolls? Yeah, sure thing, Momo. Or sure thing, Ochako. As Momo creates like mannequin dolls, looks as like everybody, and they basically put them in like bloodied areas. So yeah, where are we at? As he points to UA, and he explains that stuff. Oh, okay. So we're all dead in that world, right? Yeah. Because of one simple guy. As he, as the girl, let's say, or in Class 1B, or Blood Hero wants to know why a pony is shaking like a leaf. As she says, oh, it's just it's just the thoughts up in my own head. Sometimes scares me. Like what? As she takes a breath, she tells them that I saw one of my old friends. You know that rumor that's spreading around? Yeah. So don't go into the big cave, or else a big monster comes and devours you alive if you go in. And well, that's actually just a rumor. The monster inside is actually one of my old friends of mine. Wait, so you do know him, or you know it? Is it him? he basically, you know that class one, a Bakugo and Ochako one, right? Yeah. And no, Zuko, that's his name, his actual name, not called Monster. As she explains it all. And but the part where she says that I saw this big, like, doom creature that's about the same size as the Blood Hero. Oh, and as he's very big and scary, and he basically killed all of us in his world. But the reason why is not because of, it's not his fault. Before, as she starts to tear up, as they could not believe it. Huh. Well, and as we all got our quirks checked before. Imagine having to go to there with, like, your mother, her, or your parents, and one day the quirk doctor pulls out the weapon and kills both of them and takes you for experiment. That's what he did? Yeah. So, that's right. So then, now there's a camp park, and of course, Musclear and the villains were showing up. They didn't take anyone. Basically, they're supposed to take the 3 targets, but Zuko monsterish version came out, and, like, he did punch Musclear out, and then he goes to, like, knocks him out, knocks the teeth guy out, and as a biggest creature, as he picks up him, as he tells him that I won't hurt you, as he slithers down, as he sets the as Spitter and as Toga looks over and sees a big lizard-looking thing, like a tail. As Ochako could sense, it's Zuko. As he finally came out of that cave. So Toga looks over, and plus Raw Girl looks at her like, really? Is that big? Yeah. As Tonga says, he looks attractive. I'll cut him up as he goes, or as she runs over, leaves the Ochako and Frog Girl alone. And like she runs stabs him, but he doesn't even feel it. As a blade broke, as Zuko looks over, as he grabs her, licks her off, as Class 1B student Pony could send ends it. So yeah, Zuko and so Bakugo so the villains didn't capture nobody. So yeah, as he basically he didn't even touch the building. He just lays down as Ochako and Pony says, and plus Bakugo. Actually, Bakugo is in shock. Still. So, Ochako and Pony, Ochako says, everyone, meet Zuko Midoriya. Zuko Midoriya, meet our friends. Hi, nice to meet you all. If this form is too scary for you, I will happily to transform. As he did transform back into like a human that's about same height as him, but with green hair. So yeah, as his body structure, as everybody or all those girls were like got bloody noses, and they're like, man, that's a real man does. As Pony and so they all like, except for his sister. Sister walks up to him and she says, hey brother, what's up? Long time no see. As she gives him a hug. So, yeah. So he says, good to see you too, sister. And, yeah. So now, he already knew where the All for One and the League of Villains are going to. So, and Mr. Aizawa was like, nice to meet you, Zuko. Nice to meet you too. Oh, Mr. Aizawa. So you know where the villains are going. Yep, back to their base. As he says, I know I'm just the citizen thing, but hey, I'm okay with that. As he jumps and does a smackdown, as he basically breaks a door in. As they're like still recovering, but Zuko found them. As they start battling each other, of course Zuko did win. and that fast. And Zuko just annihilated them. As the voice on the intercom says, "Ah, you must be Zuko Midoriya. I am all for one. And if you want to find me, I will. Or if you want to fight me, go right ahead." And, okay. As Zuko, as the explosion happened next door, there you are. As Zuko had that face. So, All for One versus Zuko. Instead of All Might versus All for One. So, yeah. So, Zuko went around, like, as All for One is about to shoot a laser at him. Or it did. But Zuko used his own power, or his willpower, to burn right through it. So he ends up using, or he evolved into, like, or actually he transformed into that, as he's like flies around really fast, and like as he latches onto All for One's hun and bit him, and like now it's Azuko changed his like entire form to looking like Bakugo, but he still has green hair thing. So he blasts, as he says, ready, as he took on 3 different forms. Or he used Tenya Zuko as his speed. Frogger Earls owns his tongue, like her ability. And Bakugo's explosions. Yeah. So he basically did a finishing move. Class of insanity. Explosion, as it wasn't just a normal like explosion where it was just like Bakugo's explosions. It was like a nuclear bomb just went off without a radiation part. Yeah. It was so like thing, as he says, Now let's finish this. As Zuko uses his special move. As All for One's about is because his regeneration can't process fast enough. So Zuko says this. Cannon? Or no. Multiverse cannon. As when it went, man oh man. Everyone, or like all, it was calibrated so that it was only killed all for one. And when it went kablooey, man, Zuko ended up, or all for one looked like the ashes. Basically like a quirk, or just came out of him, and that's what happened. So, yeah, Zuko is like, give me some credit about it. And plus, it was calibrated, so don't worry about you, who's citizen, and you're safe. So, yeah. So then, on the news thing, during that time, the Ochako and Pony said, "That's our Zuko for you." As even at the Midoriya house that when Ochako, or not Ochako, the Inko and Asashi were watching the news, and when they saw a green-haired figure that could shapeshift, and as he tells them, or as one of the news reporters says, "What's your name?" "My name is Zuko Midoriya, but you may call me the Multiverse Lord." Thank you. Okay? And when Inko heard that her own son has this much power, Asashi is like, "We need to go." Oh, yeah. Let's say Zumi came back to the house, and so Zumi already knows that Zuko will probably going to get divided. So Zuko jumps away back into the cave. And actually Nezu, or actually after that, of course, Zuko walks in. Of course, people followed him like a news reporter did, like what they did, as they could see him. Nothing. Like, why is he in there? There's a monster. So, yeah. So then they go get closer, as he wants to close his eyes. So he becomes the monster, as he just lays down on his tail, sleeping. And they got close. And Zuko, and when the tendrils went like the, or actually woke him up. Oh, it's you who news reporters again. I'm following me. You guys have like a little bit of trouble makers, aren't you? I only have one thing. So they so then the pro heroes, or actually class 1A, got to there, and they, hearing him talking, they thought it was just as they know that he just, let me sleep, okay? As he sleeps on his tail, like face first on his spiky tail, or on his face. Yeah, so yeah, as he starts snoring loud, as they, class 1A and class 1B, snuck in, and the news reporters understand, and that as he grabs them, but not like squishes them, he just sets them out there. As as Momo decides to be more him. So she created the giant pillow for him. So one of them lifts his head up, and as he transforms back, as news reporters are recording him transforming back into a human. As he sleeps like a toddler. As they know that he is that strong. So basically, as they got him out of the water thing and put a warm blanket on him, as the pro hero shows up, or most of them, there was two already showed up before. Mr. Ozawa and Blood Hero was there with the Pussycats one, or Wild Cats. So all three of them, or all five of them, was like moaned, as Mr. Ozawa could sense that Zuko kind of feels bad for this kid having to as as one of the guys, you know which one I'm gonna talk about. Though him, specifically him, he ends up being super jealous because he was just born with a long tail with a hair on the tip of it. Zuko got a scorpion tail. So with yeah. So then he's like flickering around like a monster. Like, he's having a bad dream. So they had to strain him down as Zuko, or Inko, or not Inko. Chaco walks over, strokes his hair, not pulls on it, just enough to calm him down. And yeah, because he went through a lot of trauma. So yeah, and plus one of the pussycats decided to so they all carry him to the recovery girls room, not the actual hospital, because he might have a freak out moment. And so actually Nezu was expecting to have way more people. So yeah. So there was one room available. It wasn't the so yeah. So then the whole thing, of course, has 1A and 1B are so worried about him. As Zuko just was sleeping, as next morning when he woke up, he sees it wasn't the cave that he was sleeping in earlier, or that before. As he wakes up, as that recovery girl comes in and checks on him. Ah, you're awake. Yeah. Who are you? I'm the pro hero recovery girl. Oh. I know that if I said what my position in this UA team is, you'll probably be having a freak out moment. And Zuko could tell which position she's in. You're the nurse of it, right? Yes. As the first he says first I was in the cave, and then the next thing I woke up here. What happened? Well, you were talking, or we were, so the class 1A, 1B are worried about you. So they wanted you to come to here, and all that stuff. Huh. He told Chaco and Pony that the only the only work doctor before I turn myself in. And as yeah, as a recovery girl says, yeah, but you who might not do that because we know deep down, because even Ochako told us that you were, or actually, Ochako and Ponies told us that, and Bakugo told us that you were, you wanted to become a pro hero. Yes. But or that was before that Quark Doctor lied to me. This power in he actually did have a quirk called unlimited imprisonment thing. So he basically can limit himself or seal his abilities away until he needs them. So, yeah. But who really knows? Because he gains quirks and like his quirk turned into ability and the in order to so yeah, as he as Zuko says, I just want to punish him for lying to me like that. That's all I want. As basically Recover Girl walks over as she puts her hand on him. I understand. There might be a reason why hey that uh, so yeah, Zuko is as he other than that as Zuko was please wait for part 3.